Hello, this is William McKissock with Schoolie Mitchell, your expense reduction specialist. And if you watch my videos regular, you'll know me personally and Schoolie Mitchell as a corporate body. We love to promote and support businesses that operate locally in Tampa Bay, but anywhere in the world. And I have a really exciting guest with me today. His name is Mike Knaggs. He's the CEO and managing partner with RedLED, a company that is a digital integrator. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks for having me, William. Appreciate it.
So before we get into talking about what you actually do, digital integration and the screens, etc., tell us a little bit about yourself and a little background of who Mike is.
Well, how long have you got, William? So, without wanting to bore anyone or send anyone to sleep, I was sort of born in Leeds, so I originate from Leeds, as you can probably tell from the shirts behind me. In terms of work, essentially a salesman. About 10, 15 years ago, I started doing automotive retail POS. And that was really good, and I traveled the world, all around America. But the one thing that came out of that work was people wanted digital stuff. So about 5 years ago, I met my business partner Tony Lloyd, great guy, and we actually, he already had a business that was called RedLED, and he brought me into it. So whilst I'd like to claim the credit for starting Red LED, it wasn't me. It was Tony. And since then we've gone from strength to strength. So we work in lots of different industries, from sort of automotive showroom industry. We put screens in banks, in hospitals, in schools, QSR, quick service restaurants. So like your KFCs and your Popeyes chicken and your so our USP. I mean, there's lots of digital integrators out there, but our USP is we've got guys in vans traversing the country that can service the screens. Lots of people sell them, not many people maintain them, and not many people service them. So we do the whole shooting match, from sourcing the screens, the right type of screens, installing them, maintaining them. We also do the software that links them, so you can upload, download the content. So we do everything essentially. Now in England, that's quite easy. We've got our own guys and we've got vans, and it works really well. Bit of a challenge in America because it's a little bit of a bigger territory. So we partner with some people there. Well, company in Minnesota actually. And yeah, the foray into the US is fledgling, but it's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, so for viewers, you'll hear that, like, obviously Mike's got a little bit of an accent like myself, but he's from England, I'm from Scotland, but we are friends. We really are friends, and he's a Leeds United supporter as well. So the company is born in England and the United Kingdom, and you're now making inroads to work in the United States. So
Yeah.
tell the viewer, when you're talking about digital integration, we've all seen all those digital screens. Can I give
Yeah.
the viewer who's maybe a layperson that doesn't really
Yeah.
understand how these things work as to what you're actually doing with these screens and how they work?
So it depends on what the screen's doing. And we even do work in Scotland as well. They let us in to go do work
They
in
let you
Scotland.
in.
So it depends on what the screen is. So there's two types of screens. Again, I don't want to send anyone to sleep here. There's LCD, which is a little bit like your TV, liquid crystal, and then you've got LED, which is little LEDs. So the two are quite different. They display things, but so it depends on the application. So for an example, a supermarket would use LCD screens. They might use LED outside and they may use LED inside, but essentially it would be LCD. We source that out of the Middle East or Turkey. We manufacture, we spec the screens ourselves. We manufacture them, or we have them manufactured. We ship them over, we handle them, we install them where they're going. We connect the software to them that runs the content. And we manage that, and we can obviously, and then from there, in theory, William, we can see every single digital endpoint that we've got from a laptop, because it'll either have a circle with a cross in it, which means it's either not connected, or it hasn't talked back, or it'll have a green tick next to it that means we can see it. And if we can see it, it's on the network, and we can talk to it. We can send information to it. We can send content to it. So, for example, a company with 10 locations and a screen that they want to put marketing messages on or advertise services or offers or whatever it happens to be, they could send that to us and then we could time and upload the information, and they're all in sync. So if you then think about, say, a company like the Home Depot, for example, they've got 2,200 stores. They could have the same content playing on every single screen. Um, Actually, no, in America that'd be a challenge, wouldn't it? Because you've got different time zones, so you'd have
Yeah.
to you could stagger it so that it played
Yeah.
the right content at the right time. But you could set that up from a laptop. That's the beauty of it. So
Right.
I think the industry is growing exponentially. Really, it's really, it's the growth in the industry is huge. As digital takes off. I mean, you go to New York and they're everywhere. You go to Las Vegas and the screens are everywhere, inside, outside, they're everywhere. It's almost white noise. But in some states, it's a bit of an infancy. And screens are used for lots of different things. So, screens are used for wayfinding. They're not just used for advertising, they're used for wayfinding. So in airports, they could be, directional. They could be trigger driven by motion or temperature or lots of different reasons. So it's a really exciting time and a really exciting product. And the opportunity that exists in America is obviously huge because of the size of the place. So
Yeah.
we struggle. You drive for 3 hours and you're still in sort of Orange County. It's quite big. So
Yeah.
it's a big old place. I liked Tampa, William. I'll definitely be residing somewhere near Tampa. Yeah, definitely. I liked it.
So I was going to ask you a little bit about like who your clients are. You've explained. I mean, obviously, as a layperson, you're thinking like Las
Mm.
Vegas, New York, everywhere you go, the screens, airports,
Yeah,
sports stadiums,
yeah.
markets, wherever you see a screen, that's the kind of work that you do. So
There's
is there any size of screen that you won't do?
No, we'll do pretty much anything. We'll do stadiums. We do airports. We do roadside. I personally don't do go up those ladders because I've got a fear of heights, but the guys do. Yeah, there's nothing we won't do. No screens too big, no screens too small. I mean, in certain retail environments, you could have a screen that's literally 7, 10 inches tall. So
Mhm.
we still service that screen as like we would a big one. So no. We're experts in the provision of LCD and LED as well.
So if you're watching this video and you're looking for a high quality company to install, maintain, and continue to look after your screens, whatever size of operation you are, contact Mike. His details are underneath his portion of the video. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, so he's very easy to reach out to. Fantastic company, fantastic organization. So,
Thank you.
Mike,
Very
tell
kind.
us one little story about the day in the life of your company and installing these machines.
So a day in the life of me would be quite boring because I tend to put fires out and answer emails and try and open doors, which can be quite tedious, as you well know. So that's kind of my role. But the guys probably start their day in well, we call it Greg's McDonald's, where they'll get breakfast and then they'll have a list of screens that have gone down that they need to go and remedy.
Hmm.
Um, Most companies we've got like a KPI in place with them. So if a screen's gone down, we've got a certain time frame at which we have to get to it before we're out of contract with them.
Right.
So they'll have a list of jobs that they'll do in the day. The jobs that are most popular are obviously the QSR jobs, quick service restaurant, because when they turn up, the owners are quite pleased to see them and they usually get fed. So it's generally those ones that get the best service. So any QSR people were really quick at those. But no, the guys are skilled at doing, small, intricate indoor LCD right through to, huge, great outdoor LED. So there's nothing we won't do. Sometimes when the guys have finished their task list, that they go home early, not very often. But we do sort of encourage them to, when they do work hard, sometimes they'll do a long day, William. So, they could set off at 3, 4 in the morning and still be driving home at 8, 9 at night. So
Yeah.
so when they do get some downtime, we just let them sort of run their own diaries really. And they're really good. The guys are really good. I would say if you're hands on and you like to be outside and you like a bit of variety in your life, it's a great job to have. And because the technology is constantly changing, they're constantly learning new things. So it's quite. I think it's a really interesting industry to be in. So that's pretty much a day in their life. A day in my life would be quite boring, office based, sat on my behind.
Yeah, running the company. Well,
Well, trying.
thank you very much, Mike, for coming on the
No, you're
show.
welcome. Thank you.
Again, if you're watching this show anywhere in the United States, if you need a screen at the highest quality, maintained at the highest quality, as you hear, a life in the day of the guys is not just installing equipment, but part of their day is actually the maintenance of the screens they've already installed. Reach out to Mike at his company below. Fantastic company, Mike. You're doing a great job. Continue to do so.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, William.
My pleasure. I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.